Hey everyone, this is Brad with Tecmo Bowl versus RBI Baseball. Find me on Twitter at Tecmo Bowl versus RBI, where I often tweet instructional content about the inner workings of these two classic NES sports titles from the 1980s. Also, check out information on our annual day-long Tecmo Bowl and RBI Baseball tournament at tecmobowlnes.com. If you look around on Twitter, Vince Coleman is regarded as an unstoppable force in the game on the base paths. The narrative surrounding Vince is that he cannot be thrown out when attempting to steal bases. If he gets a single, it's as good as a triple, as he's stealing second and third base. As part of a new series on this channel, I'm creating a segment called Fact or Myth, and I'm going to take a look at topics like this. For today's video, I'm going to show you if it's possible to stop Vince Coleman, most importantly from stealing second base, but third base as well. So let's take a look at some game footage here of Vince. Slaps the ball to shortstop. Decent throw, he's on first base. And the player with the Astros here presses up an A. Not a very good throw. Vince easily steals second base. Vince with his speed, there's a shot down the left field line. By the time the fielder gets it, Vince is already rounded third. Here's Vince again, hitting a single to right field. He's on first. Person with Houston, pressing that up an A to throw to second base. Gets a decent throw, but Vince is too fast. Because he stole a base, he can tag up on this fly ball out. And then score on this shot by Lindemann. One of the most important skills of RBI baseball is to make strong throws in the field. This skill requires you to press the directional pad and the A button at precisely the same exact time. If you do so, your fielder will fire off a stronger throw than usual, and you can gun down runners on the base paths. Here we're going to illustrate the strong throw. So Rupert Jones is going to get a hold of one, hit it all the way to the wall. And by the time the fielder gets the ball, Jones is already rounded first, but because he made the strong throw, sent Jones back to first base. Wally Joyner is going to hit one deep in the hole here. Strong throw all the way across the infield gets him. So the strong throw in RBI baseball, very beneficial for the fielder, as we were able to prevent Rupert Jones from getting a double, and also were able to throw out Wally Joyner, preventing him from getting on first base. Can also work with throwing out base runners as well. So we're going to do some illustrations here of trying to throw out Vince Coleman. We're going to be pressing up an A to throw to second base, which is the conventional wisdom, and Vince will be off with the pitch. Pretty dang good throw, but Vince beats it to second base. And the timing of the strong throw here in this scenario is very tough because the screen transitions from the pitcher batter screen to the field screen. So it can be difficult to time it up, but must have hit it exactly right there because we just gunned down Vince Coleman. This one here, I do not get a good throw off, and it gets cut off. It only makes it to the pitcher before it's cut off. And then this next one, Vince is going to steal as well against a perfect throw. So Vince is going to go 2 out of 3 in the stolen bases against a perfect throw, and obviously got the other stolen base when I did not make a good throw. So the short answer to throwing out Vince Coleman, yes, it can happen. He is the fastest player in RBI baseball, and if you get the timing of the directional pad and the A button 100% precise, and you time the screen transition as well at the same time, you can do it. However, it's going to be incredibly hard, incredibly rare to get all those timed up. However, there is a trick to make it easier throwing him out. As I mentioned earlier, the conventional wisdom is to press up and A like you're throwing to second base. However, when your catcher has the ball, press down and A like you're throwing to home plate. He will fire off a throw that's very strong across the turf, skidding up to second base, and as a result, because it was technically thrown to home, the game will not recognize that. The base runner will not slide going into second base. You do need to get your pitcher out of the way though. Let's watch some video. So here's some examples of the down and A scenario. We got Nolan Ryan on the hill. I'm going to throw fastballs. We just let Vince get on first, and let's see what happens when we press down and A from the catcher. And remember, Vince is not going to slide in this scenario. The game doesn't recognize the throw to second base, just barely got him. Going to let Vince get back on here. And also remember, on the throw to second base, when you press down and A, move your pitcher out of the way. Vince is off. Got him by a decent margin there. Again, Vince didn't slide. 2 for 2, throwing out Vince Coleman here with the down and A tactic. Vince gets this one on Nolan. Didn't get a good throw. Here I'm going to throw him out at third. And this is I don't understand this. Most people think he can steal third base. I usually don't have any problem throwing him out at third base. Now this is Mike Scott. I changed pitchers. Mike Scott doesn't throw as hard as Nolan Ryan. So let's take a look at somebody who doesn't get the ball to the plate as quickly as Nolan. Vince stole that pretty easily against down and A. However, with Mike Scott, you can still throw him out at third base pretty easily. One additional thing I want to look at is the speed at which the pitcher gets the ball to the catcher, and I think that makes a difference. Nolan Ryan, when he's fresh, he can throw a 101 to 102 mile per hour fastball. The speed of his regular pitch, where you just press A, is about 85. Mike Scott, on the other hand, his fastball is about 90 miles per hour, and his regular speed pitch is only 80. So this video here will just illustrate the differences between Ryan and Scott. And as I mentioned, there's about a 10 mile per hour difference between Ryan's fastball and Mike Scott's fastball. And then when Ryan throws just a regular speed pitch, you're just pressing A, you're not pressing down. That's going to be in the range of 85. Right, there's an 86. And Mike Scott, his regular speed pitch is going to be 80. So there's about a 10 mile per hour difference on the fastball between the two, and about a 5 mile per hour difference on average between just their regular speed pitch. So I think that plays a role in throwing out base runners. All right, guys. Well, I think that about wraps up the video. Hope it's been informative and educational, and you've learned that, yes, you can throw out Vince Coleman trying to steal second base. Vince is still problematic. He can slap a single to the third baseman or the shortstop. Really difficult to throw him out across the field from there. And then late in the game, as your pitcher starts to wear down and doesn't throw as hard, you will find difficulties throwing him out at second base, even if you're perfectly timing, that down and A throw. So Vince still someone to contend with, but he's definitely not unstoppable. And the Cardinals, once they can't run mad on the base paths against you, it makes them a lot easier to beat. So thanks for checking it out. Please share if you can. Appreciate it. Later on.